In an interview with John Griffin, Carroll Midgett of Waves talks about travel on the island before Highway 12 was finished.
When you were going to school down in Buxton, it was in the 50s? So Route 12 wasn't Route 12 yet?
No, we had, I believe the schools was, I want to say 52 when they put the road in, 1952. So we were going to, we didn't have any roads when we went to Road Anthony, and we only had a piece of a road when we went to Buxton. I believe it was from Avon to Buxton, there was a piece of a road then.
And how did you get from here to Avon?
Well, the school bus, but they had the tires down so they could travel on, storms. The Coast Guard had to pull us through. We would go over on the beach, and they would turn around with their winch and winch us all through the bad places. And then when we get to Avon, we could come back out and hit the main road, and then we could go.
And do you recall when they finished Route 12?
When they finished it.
Well, how did that change your life?
What I remember, they came from and run the road to Avon. Then it seemed like they took a little break. Then they ran the road from Avon to Salvo. Then they turned around and started back at Oregon Inlet and come back and finally filled it in. We were about the last ones to get the piece of road here. And before that, there were steel mats that you ran on the hills and everything, on the dikes. A lot of dikes up in between here and Oregon Inlet, and they had those steel mats like the Seabees, Army used to have, and so forth. And that's what you drove on, just like it was Ocracoke. On later years, they were a long time before you drove steel mats the same way before they got their road.
How do you think the road changed the island?
Well, the road probably gave, everybody had a history of going into the Coast Guard because there wasn't any jobs. But I'm sure the tourists would come at that time, so it gave a few jobs, so that changed everything. And then when we got water up in the 90s, that changed it again. 93, I think that was. That changed everything when we got good water.